So, real quick, huge shout out to those who joined my live earlier today or listened in. I greatly appreciate that. I rarely go live, like, I don't even know what all the buttons do. Like, I don't know anything about it. So, I appreciate y'all joining in, listening in, and supporting Fight in the mission and whatnot. And also for those who have at least started Fight, whether it's the individual books or the Fight collection, I greatly appreciate the updates on that, whether you're DMing me, leaving comments and such. But I've had some people who can openly say, who had said that they just couldn't finish it. Like their demons were just a little too irritated after reading it or while they were reading it, so they weren't able to finish either the series or the book itself, and that is okay. Fight is many things. Fight is to help veterans, which is why I wrote them short, which is why they're called novellas. Novella is basically a novel junior, less than 44,000 words, less than 40,000 words, something like that. That is what a novella is. So I wrote them short. They're roughly 100 pages or less, except the fourth one. The fourth one I think is a little over 100. And then the combined book's like 300 something pages. But I wrote them short because they are emotionally intense. They talk about raw and real emotions, whether you've served or not. Now, of course, Fight talks about veterans. Fight is about veterans getting out of the military. That's basically what it is. However, you as the reader, you get to see the emotions and the thoughts and the thought processes that those characters are going through, so you can see it from their perspective. Now, it does jump around because it gives each individual character their own perspective, so that you, as the reader, get to see and feel what that character is thinking and feeling in those moments, whether it's a conversation, whether they're going into the VA, whether they're meeting their family again, maybe they're talking to high school friends that they went back home to, and they're trying to rekindle some of that friendship, realizing things are different. So it just kind of reads off what they're feeling. So each character is going to have their own vibe, if you will. So Fight is very unique. Fight is a mission. Now, my motivational videos are kind of the Fight mission aspect of it, because Fight wasn't even meant to be a series. In December 2017, I published the first book, and that was kind of the end of it. But then I started getting testimonies and people talking about it. Now, there was some kickback too from the veteran community, but some negative things said. But after a lot of support and testimonies, and then I started getting people opening up saying, hey, I thought of unaliving myself. I read your book and I changed my mind. And that instantly told me, like, hey, I think I found my purpose after all. After basically bleeding on paper. Because the first book, I wrote a lot of myself in, a lot of the emotions, a lot of my thoughts. Now, all of it, none of it is just my story. Not one character is just me. I do dabble in putting my emotions, my experiences, how I saw it. I do dabble in that, but not all of it is just me. So if you have a story, I would always love listening to stories, good and bad. I always need good stories too. People think it's just bad. No, whether you've deployed or not, maybe it was something you experienced when you went to a barracks party, or something that just happened, good or bad. Because all these experiences that we as veterans, while we were in, experienced, we can talk about it now. Let's talk about it. And so Fight is raw and real. The emotions are painfully real. However, when we get out, we try to readjust to the civilian side of everything. And we feel like it's an odd thing. So veteran communities need to really unite. However, there's also clashing in the veteran community. So Fight wants to have a foundation where we can rekindle the veteran understanding, like, hey, I still have your back. We can still have each other's back beyond the uniform. And then the other branch of it is families can understand their veteran, because there's families, spouses, children hurting in silence by themselves because they don't understand what their veteran is going through. They want to know their veteran's acting weird or lashing out, and they don't know why. Fight barely grazes the surface, but it gives you that different veteran perspective of what many veterans do face. Every veteran is different. Every veteran has a story. Fight is not a self-help book. I can't give you answers. If you had a 22 vet, or you just don't understand your vet now, Fight can't give answers. However, it still gives you that thought process of what veterans just go through. So it might help alleviate some of the stress that you're feeling. won't solve everything because communication is absolutely key. I've had some veterans say that fight allowed them to find words to how to describe emotions, hence why I've had 2 testimonies of marriages being saved because the spouses just did not understand, and they're like, you need to read this because this is how I feel, and it saved their marriage. Those testimonies are absolutely amazing, and that is what Fight is trying to do, is reach people who are hurting in silence, who don't know what the words are. I've had people give my books to their therapists because they're like, this is how I feel. Fight is amazing. However, I just need y'all's help to get the word out there, to reach people, to reach more people, friends of veterans, families of veterans, people who help veterans, especially in the mental health field, whether they want to be a counselor or they work with organizations, they volunteer work, anything like this that work with veterans. Fight just wants to be like an awareness, kind of like a voice, which is really what the mission is, voice for those who feel like they lost theirs, because many veterans do feel like they lost their voice, they lost their purpose, they lost their mission, they lost everything. And so Fight wants to reunite themselves with themselves with fellow veterans, themselves with people who actually care about the veterans community as well as families. So please, if you've read Fight, please leave reviews, share the word, make videos, make posts, comments, whatever it is, because Fight, I'm self-published, it's just me marketing. So any little bit help you can do, I can always use it. So I appreciate all of the support and encouragement from you guys, my Fight Club. So my book Fight Club. So please keep fighting the fight today. I hope you find any positivity you can. Do your one good deed. As always, check out the Fight series. You can go to my website, link is in bio, and please just leave reviews, honest reviews, because if we're going to get serious about helping veterans, then we need to get serious about those emotions, that the root and cause of each individual that everyone is having to face every single day. So keep fighting the fight.